Bringing you my daily diary segment. What did I do from morning to night? Today I want to cover Thursday, August 22nd through Saturday, August 24th of 2024. I was at my office on Thursday morning, started out early with desk work. I had to deal with things throughout the day like preparation of broadcasts, approval of email blasts going out to our full list, work on the ballot measures that's stopping these abortion amendments that various states are facing. Some work in regard to the Florida March for Life, which I'm helping to organize. It's going to be coming up in the spring. You'll hear much more about that. Offering opinion pieces to various publications, and also some travel work, plans for upcoming trips, acceptance of invitations, and so forth. I had an early an 8:20 radio interview with my friend Jenna Ellis, American Family Association Radio, and then meetings with staff and interactions with those that are here at the office, and getting updates from them on various projects, making plans. At 10 a.m. I had a meeting with our social media and video production and staff people. They do the work here in the studio and get the videos out to you. At 11 o'clock, I had a taping in this studio of our Praying for America program. Had some lunch, did more desk work in between. At 1:30 p.m., I co-hosted a podcast with a gentleman by the name of Jacob Barr. He has the Pro-Life Team podcast. Some of you may have seen those, and we pre-taped a 1-hour interview with a gentleman who runs a pregnancy center. Very good conversation. Then I did more mid-afternoon work at my desk and intersecting with staff here at the office, advancing various projects. At just after 4 p.m., had another hour-long interview. I was being interviewed by an online podcast / radio station talking about pro-life and the elections and so forth. So that took me to about 5:30. Then at 6 o'clock, I had an administrative update with Mark from our administrative team, and then had some evening errands and quiet work at my desk, and then went to bed fairly early that night. Friday the 23rd, up early. Some of the desk work that I did in the morning and throughout the day involved things like an email inviting people in Florida to join me for an evening event. Election video series. We are doing new videos for training believers on how to vote from a faith perspective. Work on these state ballot measures, again, these abortion initiatives, emails being sent out, videos being created, leaders being contacted and mobilized and equipped. Different plans for broadcasts in the works. Speaking about victory for pregnancy centers in New York against Letitia James. I was getting breaking updates about that, and we put that into our news segments. Training calls for election volunteers. We're planning more of those. Approval of a press release and work on promoting Abby Johnson's movie Unthinkable. I had various meetings with staff, our social media, and our video team. I had communication with our executive director who's up in Canada, and we were communicating with Bot Radio Network, for whom we're producing various ads. We had a conference call about that. Had to work with other staff on other points before having a quick lunch, and then leaving at 1:30 with one of my staff people to drive to Ocala, Florida. So it was about a 2-hour drive from where we are, and on the midst of that, at 2 o'clock, I had a phone call with a Catholic gentleman who does a lot of media work and promotion of Catholic and pro-life material. So making some plans, strategizing with him, and then otherwise on that car ride, I was on my email and phone interacting with staff and advancing some things in regard to the fighting these state ballot initiatives and other pro-life projects that we're working on. We arrived in Ocala about 3:30. Went to the home of some local conservative leaders who had invited me to speak at their evening event. But we started with a very nice dinner at their home with some of the key leaders of the area and supporters of this conservative political work, and conversed with them over dinner, and then went over to a nearby center where we had, it actually was in a hotel. They rented out a conference room, a meeting room in that hotel, where we welcomed guests that evening, and they gave me an award, Statesman of the Year award. This was Marion County, Florida, Christian conservative group, and I gave a talk to them about what commitments Christians need to make to save our nation. It was a great evening there, interacted with all the people, had materials to give them, talked with every last individual, and then had the 2-hour drive back here to my headquarters in Titusville, where we arrived at about 11 p.m. And then on Saturday the 24th, I was here at the office, lots of desk work, planning for September, planning for the elections, planning for upcoming broadcasts. I had the live broadcast at 10 a.m. of the scripture reflections that we do each day. And at my desk dealt with things like booking an interview on Newsmax, communication with people in the Trump campaign in regard to the abortion issue, working on social media strategy with various team members, looking ahead to the January prayer service, which we organize on the day of the March for Life, and starting some plans for that. Episode 4 of the election video series, doing some work in regard to that, as well as the web page that we use for information for people to help fight these pro-abortion ballot initiatives. Lots of work throughout the day on Saturday the 24th right here in the studio. Did a lot of taping, a lot of reading at my desk on various aspects of these state ballot measures, and also a lot of preparation of the new election videos by which we're helping believers in churches and with messages, nonpartisan messages about how we bring the principles of faith and common sense to bear on our voting. Worked at my desk on all those things right up to dinner time, had a quick dinner, continued working after dinner until bedtime. And those were my activities of Thursday the 22nd through Saturday the 24th of August, 2024. Never get tired of this work. I hope you never get tired of your efforts for the pro-life movement as well. Thanks for doing them. Thanks.